A cordial greeting. Today is Sunday, October 26, 2025. This is meteorologist Ruben Garcia. At the time of recording this video, it is 6:15 in the morning, local time in Jamaica, where one of the worst disasters in the history of the island is anticipated due to the imminent passage of the powerful Hurricane Melissa. Unfortunately, during the last night, Melissa has managed to strengthen in a rapid and impressive manner. And in the 5 a.m. advisory, the National Hurricane Center reports that it has maximum sustained winds of 140 miles per hour, or 225 kilometers per hour, which already makes it a powerful Category 4 hurricane. And unfortunately, it is anticipated that it will continue strengthening during the day today, reaching Category 5 hurricane status with maximum sustained winds of 160 miles per hour or 260 kilometers per hour. And if we zoom in on the infrared satellite image, we can see how impressive the structure of the hurricane looks. We have a clear and well-defined eye and also a dense ring of convection and intense thunderstorms surrounding the circulation center. And in fact, if we look closely in the eye, we can also see mesovortices around the eye wall. In fact, in the latest images, it seems that it continues organizing and strengthening, which means we are close to having a Category 5 hurricane. In addition, it has already begun to move slowly toward the northwest, and this will bring the circulation center to pass over Jamaica during the early morning or morning hours of Tuesday, and should make landfall as a powerful Category 4 or Category 5 hurricane, depending on the fluctuations in intensity that may occur during the next 48 hours, specifically if an eye wall replacement cycle occurs, which could briefly weaken the cyclone before it enters Jamaica. But I repeat, it is anticipated that it will cross as a Category 4 or Category 5 hurricane. In addition, notice that some outer bands will move over Haiti and parts of the Dominican Republic, where new flooding could be reported over the next 3 days. The situation in Jamaica is extremely serious, and the National Hurricane Center shares the following message: seek shelter immediately. Destructive winds and heavy rainfall today and on Monday will cause catastrophic and potentially life-threatening flash flooding and numerous landslides before the strongest winds arrive Monday night and Tuesday morning. Extensive infrastructural damage, long-duration power and communication outages, and isolation of communities are expected. A potentially life-threatening storm surge is likely along portions of the southern coast Monday night and Tuesday morning. In other words, this means that if you are in Jamaica, you must be in a safe place immediately and be prepared to remain in that place for the next 3 to 4 days. And being in a safe place refers to a structure capable of withstanding extreme winds, outside flood-prone areas, away from the coast, and in areas not susceptible to landslides. On the Jamaica Doppler radar, we can see the eye of the cyclone located about 100 miles south of the capital, Kingston, and in yellow and red the areas where the strongest winds and rain are being recorded. The outer bands will continue moving across eastern Jamaica during the morning today, and weather conditions will deteriorate rapidly through this afternoon and into Monday morning when the center moves over the island. In the official forecast from the National Hurricane Center, it is projected to make landfall over Jamaica as a powerful Category 4 hurricane with maximum sustained winds of 250 kilometers per hour and stronger gusts. And although last night it was moving toward the west-southwest, we are now starting to see that northwestward and northward motion that will eventually take it over Jamaica. And although it is forecast to move through the center of the island, it is really impossible to know exactly what the point of landfall will be, as shown by the ensemble members of Google's artificial intelligence model, which displayed different scenarios ranging from a landfall over eastern Jamaica to the western region. In the end, the entire island will experience destructive winds and heavy rainfall, so all of Jamaica must be prepared for a Category 4 or Category 5 hurricane. Here you can see the animation of wind gusts over the next 48 hours. Notice that winds over 250 kilometers per hour will impact areas where the circulation center passes, and hurricane force winds will affect basically the entire island. In addition, with that extremely slow motion over the next 48 hours and south of Jamaica, it will leave excessive rainfall totals, particularly for the eastern half of the country, with areas that can accumulate between 750 to 1,000 millimeters or over 40 inches of rain, causing catastrophic flooding. In addition, strong waves and storm surge are also expected, particularly for Kingston Bay, with waves that could exceed 9 meters or 30 feet in height, possibly causing the most significant coastal flooding in the history of Jamaica. Then, between Tuesday night and early Thursday, the system should move over sectors of eastern Cuba, specifically the provinces of Santiago de Cuba, Guantanamo, and Alguin, and then over parts of the southern Bahamas. The models project that it could move over Cuba as a Category 3 or Category 4 hurricane and over the Bahamas as a Category 2 or Category 3 hurricane. And if this forecast holds, notice that areas of Alguin, Santiago de Cuba, and Guantanamo would experience wind gusts over 180 kilometers per hour from Tuesday afternoon into early Wednesday. Then these intense winds would affect the southern Bahamas between Tuesday night and Wednesday with wind gusts over 140 km per hour. And for eastern Cuba, the southern Bahamas, and the Turks and Caicos Islands, the National Hurricane Center comments the following: monitor Melissa closely. There is an increasing risk of a significant storm surge, destructive winds, and heavy rainfall by midweek. In eastern Cuba, the risk of potentially life-threatening flash flooding and landslides is increasing, and a hurricane watch is in effect for portions of eastern Cuba. And notice the projected rainfall accumulations that will range between 200 and 300 millimeters for eastern Cuba and between 150 and 200 millimeters over the Bahamas. In addition, additional rainfall may fall over parts of southwestern Dominican Republic and southern Haiti, with rainfall totals between 100 and 150 millimeters for the Dominican Republic and between 200 and 300 millimeters for southern Haiti. In the case of Haiti, the National Hurricane Center notes that catastrophic and potentially life-threatening flash flooding and landslides are expected across southwestern Haiti through midweek, likely causing extensive infrastructural damage and isolation of communities. Although winds have temporarily decreased on the Tiburon Peninsula, they could increase again across much of western Haiti on Tuesday. Meanwhile, for the Dominican Republic, the National Hurricane Center notes that heavy rainfall through midweek could produce catastrophic flash flooding and numerous landslides in southern portions of the country. And finally, notice the projections of maximum wave heights anticipated for areas of Santiago de Cuba and Guantanamo, with waves ranging between 6 and 8 meters or 25 to 30 feet in height. Well, here at Hurricane Info I will continue monitoring the progress of the potentially catastrophic Hurricane Melissa, and I will record another update during the afternoon today. So it is important that you share this video with others so they stay informed. And before I go, I would like to ask you to like this video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and click the bell so you receive notifications when I record new videos. Well, I hope that all followers in Jamaica and eastern Cuba are in a safe place, and let's hope no loss of life is reported. I'll sign off for now. See you this afternoon.